Welcome to English and Emotions, where love meets language.
Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're jumping into something almost everyone experiences, dating. Specifically, dating and texting.
Mm-hmm.
It's this whole intricate world, often full of, well, invisible tripwires.
Definitely.
If you've ever felt that kind of knot in your stomach, waiting for a text back, or spent maybe way too long trying to figure out what a smiley face really means, then yeah, you're going to get this.
It's incredibly relatable, isn't it?
Totally. We've pulled together some really great insights, looking closely at stuff like texting and dating, modern communication etiquette. It really highlights how texting isn't just part of dating now.
No, it's often the main part,
Cody.
especially early on.
Exactly. So our mission today is to kind of cut through that confusion, give you a bit of a shortcut maybe to understanding the unspoken rules, the emotional ups and downs, and where things can go wrong when you're connecting or trying to connect, mainly through a screen.
Yeah.
And you see this everywhere online, right? People talking about it constantly.
Mm-hmm.
It clearly hits a nerve because it taps into something really basic,
Well, yeah.
just wanting to connect with someone.
And that's why it's so important to dig into this. Because on the surface, okay, it's just sending a text message. Seems casual.
Right.
But in dating, oh, it's loaded. So much subtext, so many signals people are trying to read, and unfortunately, just a huge potential for misunderstandings.
Mm-hmm.
We're not just talking about, how to chat. We're looking at how this way of communicating shapes relationships right from the very start.
Yeah.
And actually, beyond just dating, it tells us a lot about communication generally, how language changes with technology, and how our feelings get tangled up with these little devices we carry around. It's fascinating, really. Little slice of modern human behavior.
Yeah.
The modern landscape of texting and dating. A new communication frontier.
Okay, so let's dive right in. It's hard to overstate this. Texting is absolutely central now.
Oh, go
Like
ahead.
21st century dating, I mean.
Completely fundamental.
It's not just one way to connect. For so many people, it's the main way, often the first way you interact.
Mm-hmm. That initial contact.
Yeah, like after you match on an app, that first hello, or just keeping the conversation going day to day, building something up, and, of course, trying to arrange actually meeting in person. Texting is the foundation for all of that.
It really is. It's like the digital handshake before anything else happens.
It is. And it's such a huge shift from how things used to be, isn't it?
Oh, massively. Think back, even just a generation ago.
Right. Phone calls.
Exactly. Picking up the phone, needing that courage to talk in real time, no chance to edit your words.
Terrifying for some people.
Absolutely. Or even further back, writing letters. Very deliberate, but slow.
Yeah. Imagine waiting days for a reply.
Or just meeting face-to-face first, and, through friends, or just bumping into someone. Texting feels lower pressure at first glance.
It does, yeah. You can type, delete, reread.
Get advice from friends even.
Uh-huh. Yeah, the committee approach.
Right. That digital buffer feels safer than a cold call, but that's the catch, isn't it?
What do you mean?
That seeming ease, it just introduces a whole different layer of complexity, ambiguity, unspoken rules we all just sort of guess at.
Okay, yeah, I see that.
It makes the simple act of sending a text feel like this really intricate performance sometimes.
That idea of lower pressure is interesting, though, because I wonder if it really is lower pressure or if it just shifts it.
How so?
Well, it moves it from that immediate say the right thing now pressure of a phone call into this more drawn-out psychological thing, like overthinking the message, the timing.
That's a great point. It's a different kind of pressure.
So if this digital-first way is the norm, how does that actually affect relationships forming? Does it help people connect more deeply because they can share more, maybe feel safer, typing vulnerabilities?
That's one possibility. More frequent contact, sharing little things throughout the day.
Or does it keep things more superficial? Building connections on witty texts and emojis, but then maybe the real-life chemistry isn't there.
That's the risk. Definitely.
Yeah. Like, imagine that very first text you send after matching. That one message could literally decide if anything happens at all.
Yeah, the stakes feel incredibly high for just a few words.
If you blow that opening line, maybe the door just closes instantly, before it even had a chance.
It's a critical question, you're right, because on one hand, yeah, texting lets you have that sustained, low-key
It
chat.
bridges the gap.
Exactly. Between meeting someone online and actually going on a date, you can figure out personality, shared interests, build a bit of rapport without the intensity of being face-to-face immediately.
Good for shy people, maybe.
Hugely valuable for many people, especially if they're anxious socially. You get time to think, express yourself clearly, no need to worry about eye contact or reading body language right away.
Okay.
But, and this is the big but, it can create this kind of false intimacy.
Right, you feel like you know them really well from text.
And then you meet, and it's just flat. Or their online persona doesn't quite match the real person.
Yeah, I've heard stories like that.
So you end up with these text-based relationships almost. Great on screen, but they struggle to translate into the real world with shared experiences and actual emotional depth.
So that first text, like you said, it's a really narrow gate. A lot can get lost.
A huge amount. So yeah, it's convenient in some ways, this new landscape, but it definitely brings its own emotional baggage. And probably the most common one is that feeling when you're waiting for a reply.
Oh, the waiting. Yes.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. It's the emotional roller coaster, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Our source specifically calls out waiting anxiously for replies. And honestly, who hasn't felt that?
It's almost universal in modern dating.
It's this unique kind of torture. Sending a message, putting yourself out there a little bit, and then just silence.
Digital silence, yeah. It's loud, ironically.
It is. It feels like shouting into the void sometimes.
And the psychological hit is bigger than just impatience, right? We're wired for feedback and conversations.
Yeah, you expect something back.
Exactly. You send a message, especially one with a hint of romance. You're offering a tiny bit of vulnerability. You want connection, validation.
And when it doesn't come.
When it doesn't come quickly, or within whatever time frame you've decided is normal.
Which is totally subjective.
Completely. That silence isn't empty. Our brains rush to fill it, usually with worst-case scenarios.
Oh, totally. They hate me. I said the wrong thing.
Right. Or maybe past bad experiences kick in, making you assume the worst now.
So a civil delay gets read as, what? Disinterest. Rudeness.
All of the above. Or even sometimes like a deliberate power move.
Like they're making you wait.
Yeah, trying to seem busy, important, playing hard to get, making you value their response more because it's scarce.
Ugh. That sounds exhausting.
It is. And then you throw in the modern twist.
Read receipts. The ultimate torture device.
Haha, yeah. Those little confirmations.
Seen.
They basically shout, yep, they saw it. You're not crazy.
Right. On one side, transparency. You know it landed. But does knowing they've seen it but haven't replied actually make it worse? More agonizing than just wondering if they got it?
I think for many people, yes. Absolutely. There's a specific sting to that seen notification followed by silence.
It feels like being acknowledged and then pointedly ignored.
That's a perfect way to put it. Read receipts are such a double-edged sword. They kill the uncertainty, did they get my text? Which is good.
Okay, yeah.
But they instantly add this new, intense pressure. Because before, you could tell yourself, maybe they haven't seen it, phone died, bad signal.
Plausible deniability.
Exactly. That's gone now. If receipts are on, you know they saw it.
So your brain just jumps straight to...
Straight to conclusions. Why no reply yet? Are they crafting the perfect response or just ignoring me while they're online?
The anxiety gets way more personal.
Yes. It feels like a conscious choice they're making, not just a technical glitch. Imagine you send something thoughtful, maybe a bit vulnerable.
Okay.
An hour goes by, you see read. Another hour.
Oof. Yeah, the internal monologue starts spinning.
They read it, they're online, they just don't care. Maybe they thought it was stupid. Are they showing their friends?
It spirals so fast.
It really can. That simple delay, magnified by the read receipt, turns into this cascade of doubt. A harmless pause becomes perceived rejection.
And it all feeds back into those unwritten rules, doesn't it? The ones nobody teaches you. 2, navigating the unspoken rules. The invisible code of texting.
Exactly. That anxiety is almost always fueled by this invisible code of conduct.
It really is like playing a game without knowing the rules. Every tap could be wrong.
High stakes, low clarity.
And part of that code, a big part, is emojis. Our source highlights them as really significant in dating texts.
Oh, hugely significant. They're not just decoration.
No. What are they then?
They've basically become digital body language.
Yeah.
Think about it. In text, you lose tone of voice, facial expressions, gestures, all that stuff.
Right, it's just flat words.
Emojis try to fill that gap, add tone, emotion, personality.
Okay, yeah, like okay versus okay hey or okay hey. Totally different feelings.
Precisely. A smiley makes it friendly. A wink makes it playful, maybe flirty. A rolling eyes emoji, clearly sarcastic or annoyed.
So they can clarify things,
Yeah.
like indicating a joke.
They can. Or they can create massive confusion if they're used wrong or if people interpret them differently.
Which happens all the time. I swear I've seen potential connections just die because of one ambiguous emoji.
Me too. It happens.
Do you think different generations see them differently? Or maybe people from different cultures?
Absolutely. Generational and cultural divides in emoji interpretation are huge and a constant source of mix-ups.
Like what?
Well, the skull emoji, for example, younger users often mean dying of laughter, like that's hilarious.
Right.
But someone else might see it as, well, morbid or aggressive.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that.
And then there are emojis that get specific meanings in certain online groups that outsiders just wouldn't get.
So are there any emojis that are kind of universally flirty or serious?
There are definitely trends. The winking face, the blushing facer, the fire emoji, or maybe the devil or sparkles. Those often lean flirty.
What about the classic red heart? Is that just friendly or is it more?
The red heart is tricky. With friends, sure, it can be just warm affection. But early in dating, it can feel like a big step. Maybe too soon.
Like, whoa, slow down.
Potentially, a blue heart or yellow heart ove might feel safer, more platonic. Context is everything, though. The history of the chat, the relationship.
It's just so much reading into tiny pictures.
It is. They're not just decoration, they're carrying emotional weight. Misreading them is super common.
Yeah.
But beyond the emojis themselves,
Yeah.
there's this whole system of unspoken rules about the flow of the conversation. That's where a lot of the real frustration comes in.
Right. The invisible rulebook our source mentions. It's not just what you say, but the how and when. That carries all the weight.
Exactly.
Okay, let's get into some examples. Like after a first date, who texts first?
Classic dilemma.
Is there a power thing? Like whoever seemed more keen texts first? Or is it the person who got the last text? It feels so calculated sometimes.
It does. And the who texts first thing is maybe one of the top anxieties. There's often this unwritten idea that the more interested person initiates.
But you don't want to seem too interested.
Precisely. So maybe the person who received the last message should text so they don't seem overly eager. It creates this waiting game. Both people holding back, scared of looking too keen, or conversely, not keen enough.
Paralysis by analysis.
Totally. And sometimes, yeah, it can be a subconscious or conscious power play. Delaying a response to seem busy, in demand, make the other person wait. Game. Sometimes it's testing patience, maybe making the texter invest more emotionally because it feels like a challenge.
Okay, then reply speed.
Yeah.
This is massive. Is there an acceptable time window?
The impossible question.
It feels like walking a tightrope. Too fast? Desperate. No life. Too slow, uninterested, rude even.
It's the Goldilocks problem.
Yeah.
Not too fast, not too slow.
But who defines just right? There's no manual.
Exactly. Optimal speed isn't fixed. It depends on the person, how busy they seem, what the message is even about.
So a quick reply can be good. Shows interest.
It can, yeah. Enthusiasm, engagement. But replying instantly to every single message, that can feel intense. Maybe a bit obsessive. Off-putting for some.
Okay. And waiting hours. Or a day.
Usually signals disinterest. Or that you're not a priority. Or, again, maybe playing hard to get.
So people actually plan delays.
Definitely. Strategic waiting, it's performative, trying to manage how available or desirable you seem, which, ironically, just creates more anxiety for everyone.
Okay, what about text length? Should you match the other person's length?
That's another subtle one.
Like, if they send a paragraph, do you need to send one back? What if you just send, cool?
Yeah, sending a short reply to a long, thoughtful message can definitely feel dismissive.
Like you didn't appreciate the effort.
Exactly. It signals you're not matching their investment or energy level. But then again, sending a massive essay back to a simple, hey, what's up, can feel like a lot. Too intense.
But you kind of mirror them.
People often do instinctively. Match the energy, tone, length. It's a sign of respect, mutual engagement. Reading the room, basically.
Okay, and then the big one. Double texting?
Gasps dramatically. The horror.
Seriously, though, when is it okay? My gut says never. Not early on.
That's the general consensus, for sure. It's often seen as the cardinal sin.
Why? What is the signal?
Usually desperation, impatience, neediness. It puts pressure on the other person. The rule is send one message, then wait.
But are there any exceptions? Like if you made a mistake or forgot something important?
Okay, yes, very limited exceptions. If your first text had a typo or was unclear or you genuinely forgot a crucial detail immediately after.
Like, are you free Thursday? Oops, Friday.
Exactly. A quick correction like that is usually fine. But sending hello or you there or did you see my message after silence?
No. Big no.
Almost always negative. It feels aggressive, like you can't handle waiting. relationship killer potential.
Okay. Last rule, ending the conversation. How do you do it without just vanishing, ghosting light?
Yeah, just stopping replying feels rude. It's confusing, disrespectful.
So what's the move? Do you need a formal closing? Gotta run. Talk soon.
That works, especially if the chat is naturally winding down or you need to leave. Something like, okay, great chatting, gotta head out, or sounds good, talk later.
So acknowledge it. Give a clear endpoint.
Exactly, shows respect, avoids leaving them hanging, wondering what happened.
All these rules. No wonder it's stressful. You learn them the hard way, usually.
Through awkwardness, trial and error, watching others crash and burn.
Yeah.
Lots of stress.
It really makes sense why our source calls it one of the less fun aspects of dating. It turns chatting into this strategic minefield.
It really can. And when the rules aren't clear, or people read things differently, that's when the drama really starts. 3. The high stakes of misinterpretation. When texts go wrong.
Which brings us right to misinterpretation. The source says, misinterpreted texts cause drama. And yeah, I think we've all been there. A simple message somehow blows up.
Oh, definitely.
How does that happen so easily? How do basic words get twisted?
Fundamentally, it's the lack of nonverbal cues. We keep coming back to this, but it's crucial.
No tone of voice, no facial expression.
Exactly. Face-to-face or even on the phone, you get all that extra information. Inflection, pauses, body language, it gives context.
Text is just words.
Right.
And maybe emojis.
Right. Which leaves this huge gap for interpretation. A neutral phrase like, got it, could just mean, okay, I understand.
Yeah.
But if the person reading it is feeling anxious or maybe a bit insecure already.
They read it as annoyed, dismissive.
Or passive-aggressive, yeah. An innocent question can sound like an accusation if the reader's feeling defensive.
The text itself doesn't carry the sender's actual mood or intent.
Not reliably. So the receiver fills that gap with their own feelings, assumptions, past experiences. It's like assuming your message is crystal clear just because you know what you meant.
Illusory transparency, you called it.
That's the term, yeah.
And the speed factor. We text so fast sometimes, right? Multitasking, not really thinking it through.
Absolutely. Does the ease of just firing off a text make us less careful with our words? I think it often does.
There's no built-in pause like writing a letter or even making a call.
No mental speed bump. So messages get sent impulsively. Maybe you type something quick, seems harmless to you.
But the word choice, or lack of an emoji, or just how short it is.
Gets completely misread on the other end. Classic examples, K or fine.
Ugh, the dread K.
You might just type it to be efficient, okay, acknowledged, but the person reading it, especially if stakes feel high, like in dating.
They hear angry, dismissive, annoyed.
Pretty much. And fine, it can mean I'm okay, but how often is it read that way?
Rarely. Usually sounds sarcastic. Resentful. I'm fine.
Exactly. These tiny shorthand things can just detonate a potential connection because the receiver projects all their own stuff onto that flat text. Leads to drama, breakdown.
And it's not just the one-off drama, is it? There's a bigger cost. The source says misinterpretations lead to frustration and missed connections.
Yeah, it's the cumulative effect.
Not just one argument, but
It's the buildup, the constant anxiety, the overthinking, the self-doubt, plus the actual misunderstandings. It all just chips away.
the road's the good feeling.
Exactly, that fragile trust and goodwill you need early on. It gets worn down. People feel emotionally exhausted by having to constantly decode everything.
So they start seeing negativity even when it's not there.
They might perceive slights, read neutral messages as cold, and just pull back, give up too soon.
Which leads to those missed connections.
Tragically, yes. Situations where two people actually liked each other had real potential.
But texting screw-ups made them both think the other wasn't interested.
Or was playing games, or was just too difficult. The potential was there, but the digital path was just too confusing, too rocky.
That's actually really sad to think about. So big picture, is dating more frustrating now because of texting or just different frustration?
That's a really interesting question. I lean towards a different kind of frustration.
How so?
Before texting, maybe the frustration was logistical, getting hold of someone, the slow pace. Now it's more internal, psychological.
Interpreting silence, decoding emojis, navigating invisible rules.
Exactly. It's this constant low-level hum of anxiety. Fear of saying the wrong thing or reading the wrong thing. It can lead to serious dating fatigue.
People just get worn out.
Yeah. They might become more guarded, more cautious, or even just stop trying for a while because the emotional effort feels too high, too exhausting.
Can you give an example of a missed connection, like how it plays out?
Sure.
Okay.
Let's say Claire and David meet, hit it off, exchange numbers, real spark.
Okay.
Claire texts later, great meeting you, had fun chatting, warm, enthusiastic.
Sound good.
David replies, he's interested, but maybe he's busy or just not a big texter. He sends, you too, good meet.
Oh, a bit blunt.
Claire sees that, no emoji, short, lacks her warmth. She thinks, oh, he's not really feeling it. So she hesitates, pulls back.
But maybe David thought his reply was fine, just efficient.
Exactly. He might be waiting for her to suggest plans next. So both are interested, but because of that brief, slightly mismatched text exchange,
They both assume the other isn't keen.
and it just fizzles out, a classic missed connection, killed by digital misinterpretation.
Wow. Okay, so avoiding that means really understanding the language itself in this specific context.
Absolutely key. 4. Essential vocabulary and practical application for real-world English.
Right, so let's get practical. To navigate this better, we need to understand the specific language. The source mentions terms like reply and read receipts. Reply seems basic, but you're saying it carries more weight here.
Oh, much more. It's not just the action of sending a message back.
What else is it?
In dating texts, replying or not replying signals engagement, respect, interest.
So sending a reply says, I'm paying attention, I value this.
Pretty much. I'm thinking about you, I'm interested in continuing this. So
Yeah.
a non-reply that's rarely neutral.
You're sending a message too.
Definitely. A silent message, disinterest, being too busy, maybe indifference, maybe even that power thing again. The expectation of a reply is tied to the expectation of mutual interest.
Okay. And read receipts. We know they cause anxiety. Let's break down that dual nature again. Transparency versus pressure.
Exactly. So read receipts are those little confirmations. Read, seen, maybe with a timestamp.
Like on iMessage or WhatsApp.
Right. The upside, transparency. You know for sure they got your message. It wasn't lost.
Okay, basic confirmation.
The downside, that transparency creates intense pressure because now they know that you know they've seen it.
No more plausible deniability for delays.
Gone. So if they don't reply right after seeing it, your mind starts racing. Why not now? Are they busy or are they choosing not to reply even though they read it?
It feels like being watched, judged.
Constantly evaluated, yeah. Like that example dialogue we thought about.
Hey, did he reply about dinner?
Nope. And the read receipt is on, so I know he saw it. Now I'm just spinning out, ignoring me. Busy. Not interested anymore.
Yeah, that captures it perfectly. The anxiety spiral fueled by knowing they've seen it.
It opens a window into something that used to be hidden, ambiguous, and sometimes you don't like what you see or think you see through that window.
Okay, so beyond single words, there are phrasal verbs, always useful, sometimes tricky.
Especially in texting, yeah.
The source mentions hang on and text back. Let's break those down. Hang on in a text obviously doesn't mean grab something.
No, not here. In chat or texts, hang on just means wait. Pause for a moment.
Formal, quick.
Super common, really efficient. Asks for patience without a long explanation. Maybe you're busy, need a second to think.
So instead of just silence, you send hang on.
Yeah. It signals, got your message, I'm here, I'll reply soon. Manages expectations politely. A little placeholder.
Okay, makes sense. And text back. Seems obvious, but is there more to it?
It's specific. It means reply via text message. And yes, it implies an expectation of getting a text in return.
Not a call, not an email, a text.
Right. If someone says, I'll text you back, they're committing to sending a text, continuing the chat in that format.
And these phrasal verbs, being informal, they fit texting well.
Perfectly. They're natural, conversational, quick, saves typing out longer, more formal phrases. It's just how people actually talk or, well, text, especially in dating.
So like a mini exchange.
Yeah.
Coffee later. Saw that new place.
Oh, hang on. Finishing a call. I'll text you back in 5 with my availability. Sounds good.
Perfect. Efficient, polite, manages expectations. Understanding this stuff isn't just academic, is it? It's real-world fluency.
Crucial fluency for how we communicate now. V, why this matters. Beyond the screen, mastering modern communication. And that brings us to why this whole topic matters so much. It's viral online, like the source says. That's not just noise. It shows how relevant this struggle is for so many people. And yeah, it helps learners practice real conversational English, but it's way more than just language practice, right? It's about navigating modern life.
Totally. I think we have to connect the dots here. The frustration with dating texts. It's a small version of bigger communication challenges online.
How do you mean?
Well, think about waiting anxiously for that dating text reply. Is it that different from waiting for an important work email response? or a message from a colleague.
Good point. The anxiety, the reading into silence.
It's similar, isn't it? The lack of tone, the potential for misinterpretation that happens everywhere online. Social media, work chat.
Okay, yeah, it's a universal digital communication problem.
So understanding these dynamics in dating actually makes you better at all digital communication.
Yeah.
It boosts your digital literacy, your emotional intelligence.
Makes you more mindful, more empathetic.
I think so. You have to be more careful with your words. Think about how they might land without your voice or face attached. It just makes you a better communicator overall.
That's a really key takeaway. It makes you wonder, too, if these unspoken rules cause so much trouble, will things change?
Like, will a clearer etiquette emerge?
Maybe. Or will technology help? Better emojis. AI that warns you if your text sounds harsh.
Whoa. AI text coach.
Stranger things have happened. It's an evolving space. But the skills you learn decoding dating texts now?
Reading between the lines, understanding brevity, choosing the right emoji.
Those skills are transferable. They help with work emails, navigating group chats, even understanding text-based customer service. It's all about figuring out intent when context is missing.
Exactly. So this deep dive, it's really meant to be a practical guide for you, the listener, way beyond just dating.
Yeah.
Our source says, clear explanations help learners practice real conversational English. That's what we tried to do.
Break down the complexities.
Yeah, it's not just vocabulary. It's understanding the context, the critical thinking needed, the social awareness for modern interactions online and off.
And knowing this stuff helps you communicate better, right? Fewer misunderstandings, stronger connections, hopefully.
Whether it's romance, friends, family, work, it applies across the board.
Sure.
We've covered the waiting anxiety, the emoji minefield, those invisible rules, the drama of misinterpretation.
And the specific language like reply, read receipts, hang on, text back.
It all builds up to a richer understanding of conversational English in a place where we spend so much of our time. Outro. So there we are. Our journey through the often confusing, sometimes frustrating, but definitely central world of texting and dating.
It can be a challenge.
For sure. Our source called it one of the less fun aspects, and yes, sometimes it feels that way. But hopefully understanding the nuances empowers you.
Less anxiety, more control.
Exactly. More genuine connections, less crossed wires
Yeah.
in all parts of your life.
And maybe a final thought to leave you with. Something to chew on.
Okay.
Given how much friction and, frankly, angst these unspoken rules create, especially when trying to connect romantically, which is already vulnerable, how could we, collectively, make digital communication better? Can we shift our habits towards clarity, towards authenticity, instead of just perpetuating frustration and missed connections?
What would that even look like?
What could the next version of texting etiquette be if we designed it purely for understanding and connection? Not for games or power plays.
Could we have clearer guidelines? Maybe even teach them. Prioritize understanding over ambiguity.
Is that possible?
Yeah.
To build something that values emotional well-being over scoring points or maintaining mystery, it's something to think about. Maybe even text someone about.
Or maybe talk about it in person.
Even better.